coffee too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Through the haunted mansions and floors, the creep, they lead us to the places from which we dare not peek. A journey through fear and the realm of the night. In every word they speak, our hearts ignite with fright. Welcome to the horror show, the Deep Cut Podcast, where nightmares come alive, ready to take their blow. Tune in to the chilling delight on the airwaves of the night. Let the darkness grow. Let the darkness grow.
Aw, yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rottin Roger DeMarco and...
I'm infested.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. EvilDeadInks with me, as always, again in the cabin, and we are coming to a close to a very fun 4-pack of flicks, ye old Clint Howard Power Hour.
Who's the hardest working man in Hollywood?
Clint Howard.
Who's the world's most handsome man?
Clint Howard.
He can play a geek, a killer, and even a coward. It's the Deep Cut Podcast, Clint Howard Power Hour.
I was vibing in the moment there.
Just jamming to the jam,
It
baby.
is the last time I'll hear it, theoretically, until we find 4 other Clint Howard movies to do.
Yes, there are plenty.
Yeah.
There is a plethora of Clint Howard that we have yet to get to.
We can do a round 2 at a later date.
Yes. I got a feeling, yeah, there may be a double or a triple back at some point for Clint Howard. Maybe not even...
3-peat, a 4-peat.
Yeah, completely...
Minimum 8-peat.
Inadvertently, because Clint Howard, as you heard in the theme song, is the hardest working man in Hollywood, is in every movie, everywhere, randomly. You're just a random Clint Howard sighting. And this movie, no exception. This is a movie you and I both bonded over. We love this movie.
You held over my head.
I did
for a number of years.
And now you get to hold your edition over my head.
Yeah.
Because you've got the good edition.
Tables have turned finally in my favor. Yeah, we're talking 1993, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Ticks.
This movie is criminally underrated, and for the longest time, I didn't know anyone else who knew this movie other than you. You and I have we are latched onto this, if you will. We've buried our heads in it. We are sucking the nutrients from this movie. We love this movie. And it seemed fitting that we closed out the Clint Howard Power Hour with Ticks.
Yeah, this was a rental for me way back when, just a blind rental. Just had that original cover art with the blonde girlfriend and the giant ticks surrounding her. Mm-hmm. Rented it, we dubbed it, and that's where things laid for a number of years. And then, the first time we came to visit, I checked out your cinema library. There it was on DVD, and you were like, yeah, I got it on DVD.
No, Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you had a physical copy of it updated for a current generation system.
Yeah.
And I did not. And I searched to the ends of time trying to find it. And this was the first time of only 2 times that I can recall. Again, Vinegar Syndrome. Love Vinegar Syndrome. They got a hold of it. They announced it. once they announced they were doing it, they took pre-orders. I was one of the initial pre-orders because I had to finally get my hands on this copy of Ticks.
I slacked, and I'm just going to end up having to pick up a very normal edition.
Yeah, because if you're a slipcover fanatic, what did Vincent go the extra mile with this? Because it has a slipcover over a slipcover.
like the sidekicks thing. It's like crazy.
It's double whammied, and it's got all this OG artwork on it. Looks like $1 million. Bonus materials, cleaned up. I think it's even got a 4K restoration on that one. It's phenomenal. So
I am beyond jealous, though.
So I finally had you can keep your Blu-ray that you had signed of Ticks, and I'll just keep this one here that looks all like $1 million.
Sidebar to when I got it signed, when we met Robert Kurtzman, who was doing his autographs were like dirt cheap. I want to say like $10 for everything that you brought.
Yeah,
and I got like a lot of things signed. And when I brought him the slipcover to Ticks, he's like, this got put out on Blu-ray? And he's like, who did this? And he was so blown away. And it was Olive Films, I believe, is who put it out.
I remember that.
So really, they didn't last real long.
Select ones, and then they disappeared.
And they gone.
I bought it from that distributor right over there. It's just dust.
Yeah. Bum. Yeah, they are gone. I don't believe they are still active. Obviously, they didn't own the rights to Ticks anymore because Vinegar Syndrome swooped in and cleaned it up better than it's ever been cleaned up and gave it a whole bunch of new special features. But this is a weird 90s gross out flick. That,
Animals Run Amok.
Yeah.
Which I noticed, taking notes this time I didn't notice before, produced by Brian Yuzna. So I was like, that explains a lot of the jelly factor we got going on here.
Sidebar to that, jelly factor is something you'll hear Evil and I bring up occasionally, and that just means there is a lot of KY jelly and
slimy, gooey things.
Ooey gooey, just think society. You know, I mean, I think that's where it started, to be honest with you. And boy, this movie is dripping
Literally.
with the sauce, for sure.
Literally in spots, it's just.
I want to bring this up. So I'm going to let you brief plot synopsis it, and then I have to jump in on the plot.
Well, we might be in the same spot because we're following initially Seth Green before he was really Seth Green. This is off Stephen King's It kind of fame. Mm-hmm. So he's been dropped off by his father, who has a past history of apparently leaving him in the woods. So now he gets punch drunk when he's left alone for too long and starts freaking out. He runs into, Carlton from The Fresh Prince, who's wearing the most absurd pants I've ever seen.
Yes.
Definitely not gangster-like at all, what he's trying to portray. They meet up with... Apparently they were just supposed to meet at this location with another couple.
Underpass. It's like the most sketchy place.
This van rolls up that these two grown adults are taking a group of kids, including one's stepdaughter. And then I like that the supposed Hispanic guy and his girlfriend just pull around in their convertible, get out of their car, get into the van, and leave their car under this overpass
with no roof, no doors locked.
Yeah, just open and out there in this urban environment. They go to a semi-abandoned kind of camp, and it kind of takes a Friday the 13th 5 vibe a little bit. Like they're just in this camp. I have no idea why they're here.
That's what I'm getting at.
And I don't get the guy is talking into a
recorder.
Where are we? What is this here?
Some sort of weird therapy for wayward teens and I don't really get it. It's like, okay, so one girl's rich, one guy's Hispanic.
And muscles.
Yeah. One's Seth Green, so he's a redheaded dork. One's a gangbanger who,
is he?
Yeah, well, he portrays that he's tough. But I think that's just so people don't mess with him because he's pretty soft. I mean, it is Carlton. And no matter how much street clothes you put on him, he's still Carlton.
Flip a backwards hat and curse all you want. You're Carlton doing your...
Yep, you're doing the Tom Jones dance. But it's a weird thing, and I was gonna bring up the Friday 5 thing, so that's interesting that you did, because it's like when you get to Friday 5, we've had the same question, the same discussion as like, this is a halfway house, but what are the medical reasons? You know, like what are they diagnosed with that puts them in a halfway house? So what's wrong with these teenagers that they need some sort of
fixing
outdoor therapy? And it's weird because it's not like they're having therapy sessions. It's like, we're gonna go out, we're gonna camp.
He's literally treating them like test subjects. Like, what will these kids do
in the woods,
in nature? Mm-hmm. And while they're doing this stuff in nature, there's also a weed growing, operation going on. Clint Howard may or may not be connected to it. We think he is, but it's not 100% confirmed.
He's not like part of their crew.
There's
that
some
we know of?
there's some 2,4,5 trioxin looking gel stuff that drips onto some pulsating thing. And that eventually leads us to, there's just a metric fuck ton of tick egg sacs riddled throughout this area, and I'm talking there are some all over Clint Howard's hideout area. They're in the woods. They're in abandoned cabins. They're in cabins that these kids are going to be staying at. And apparently no one has seen a single one of these until it attacks Carlton's dog, because even the vet is like, where did you people come from?
Yeah.
This should have been something someone would have seen by now. This has been a long-standing problem if you're doing this one at a time, and these ticks are getting blown up in size from a growth hormone, steroids, some type of
chemical agent, some sort of
green chemical agent that's making these things get to about baseball, softball size. So then it becomes these kids who one knows how to kill them by blowing them up, which apparently ticks are super combustible with a fire.
They always, they explode in this
even
movie.
Small, regular, normal sized ticks this big will blood splatter you if you light it on fire. You can see on Seth Green's again, that Blu-ray cleanup, you can see drops of blood on his neck and his shirt just when he lights that first one on fire.
And I don't want to be so early to call bullshit, because I'm not exactly a bug expert nor a wildlife expert, whatever. But we're from the Midwest, and we deal with ticks. And I don't think they fucking explode when the sunlight hits them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
That's right. I don't care how many steroids they're on.
I think the logic, because I've heard that too, is it's supposed to be if you pull it out, there's a chance the head could get stuck in.
That's true. I do know
and
that.
Then it will embed. And the best way is, because their bodies are so hard and tough to crush that they'll just kind of, combust more or less from the inside out. Even though we have tried this, because I did see this in a time when we were still doing camping trips. I never saw one blow up. We more or less just took tweezers, pulled them off, and threw them. We weren't...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that they explode like dynamite. But again, I could be wrong, or this movie could just be completely...
No, I don't think you're stepping too far out of comfort zone there. I'm pretty sure that's legit.
Yeah, I don't know.
They do not...
Yeah. But they do give you Lyme disease. We know that. And
you leave them in.
Panic, they call him that because he never does.
That should tell you right then and there what kind of movie you're in for.
That doesn't make any sense.
Again, this fits right in with everything else here.
Yeah, they call me molest because I never do. What? That makes no... you don't call somebody something they don't do.
They call me pedo because I like older ladies.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck kind of logic is that?
I name him after something he never does.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't get it. That's a street thing, maybe.
Yeah, but again, parts of this entire movie hit that. Again, analyzing it this time, they kind of put it, subvertly in there, that when they stop at one of the, because they always, no matter what is the situation is, if there's a car full of kids, well, we got to stop and either get gas or snacks, one of the two, so we can meet the locals and feel super awkward around them, them around us. And you'll notice on one of the, there's a flyer wall where one of the girls is standing at, and they have a sign, marijuana, the killer, the assassin of the youth's assassin.
Yeah, spelled with an H. It's spelled weird.
Marijuana.
Yeah. Spelled
Even
like
the top grower says it that way. Marijuana.
It's-
Growers in this area.
Maybe they just misspelled it in the 90s. I don't know. It's weird.
But this is I have to do this legwork. I have to assume Clint Howard is with these two guys, even though they're never with these two guys on camera. They're never associated with them. No one ever name drops anything.
Yeah.
We're just to assume it's a 3-man operation off our own assumptions. This 3-man operation has got to be the worst grower operation in existence. So they're leaving Clint Howard to do all the weed growing on his own, which he's getting high on his own supply at the same time. But
And that's a rule you don't break.
But he has a straight up. It's a combination of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets a Pee Wee Herman's Breakfast Machine level of mechanics and gears and all these things. And while he's doing all this, inside of his place, he sets a bear trap up. Why? I don't know. Are there bears in these woods? Don't know. Are there bears coming into the cabin he's in? Doubt it. But he sets it up there and arms it anyway. And of course he's going to step into the goddamn thing.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I love he has no idea about these egg sacs that are literally on the roof of where he is. And he has a great face when that one falls on him. It's just, But this
Perfect Clint Howard face.
Yeah. And the other two guys, literally their operation, they have like a perimeter area set up around where they're growing. And if someone trips an alarm goes off, but there's a ton of like gas cans laying around, and they've also like dropped in information of like it's super like high like wildfire area around here. So nobody doing campfires. We have a scene about them doing a campfire later. Like it's really dry out here. No fires. And this dude has a shotgun. Starts trying to shoot Panic, who, unknowingly walked into the grower operation, hits one of the gas cans, starts lighting the entire field on fire, which turns into, it looks like some shit straight out of California news today.
It does. It's ridiculous.
Like one false move and this whole operation is fucking shot.
Yeah.
Like these are the worst growers ever, because clearly the main guy doesn't do anything. He wears an ascot, which alone gives top bad guy vibes. That doesn't ever get his hands dirty. His second in command is somehow even dirtier than Clint Howard is. His teeth look like a whore's toenails.
That's gross.
He doesn't do a whole lot other than misfire his shotgun blast and laugh when he gets stabbed in the knee with a switchblade.
Yeah. He's a weird, like he's supposed to be an intimidator, I suppose. He's the muscle of the...
Which you really should get dude from Leatherface, fucking Alfredo, for that role.
You should. Yeah.
Because he's about the same size, but we're actually scared of him. This dude, you could just, shut up, baby dick.
Yeah. Fucking dork.
He is. He's a little bitch.
And going back to the fire, I just wanted to talk a little bit about at the end of the movie. I'm jumping way ahead, but another thing that you and I really like that this movie does is we have some cool use of miniatures and stuff. Some of them are like blatantly obvious because fire is hard to do miniatures. So it's like
miniatures look cool until you get to that Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, it's clearly like the flame, like individual flames in comparison to trees and houses are like 40 feet tall. And that's not, you can easily tell like all this is entirely like, 6 inches maybe at best in height. So I was like, it's super obvious these are models when you're watching the Blu-ray of it. But yeah, it's
got its own charm.
Yeah, I was like, they tried. This is 1993. They did their best.
Mm-hmm. They gave it the old college try, if you will.
And the one cop they have in town doesn't do shit. We don't know what his deal is.
That's Clint Howard's dad.
Really?
Rance Howard. Yeah.
Did you recognize him from anything else?
He's in a million movies, just like Clint.
Okay, but like the first one that popped in my head, do you have one of those? Because
no.
I immediately looked at him and I was like, and someone says you left a ransom note, says you kidnapped his dog. I was like, oh, he's the cop that's confronting Tom Hanks at the end of The Burbs.
That's true. Yeah, that's Rance Howard, and he is the man. So, pretty cool to see father and son together in movie. which is cool. So,
You know, they don't share a single scene together.
Nope. But
Clint Howard doesn't really share any scene with anybody.
other than Amy Dolan's.
Yeah.
And it's like a nightmare, I think. Or like, no, it's a weird.
No, she sees him
For real, they
after
see
he's been, infested. And then she
dreams of it.
she doesn't dream of it. She's been bit by one of the ticks, and because they have like a chemical or like a neurotoxin, so it numbs so that you don't feel the bites. Even though everyone in this movie, even the funky teeth guy says, "Oh, they bite like a son of a bitch." So apparently, it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
But that neurotoxin can give you a hallucinogenic sensation as well, which is why, a whore teeth guy sees dead cop.
Yeah.
Aiming while he's driving the van, and she sees Clint Howard still, infested and laughing, and Panic thinks he's in like a Chicago back alley, or he's on the set of Friday 8, I'm not sure, or standing over a fire barrel.
Yeah.
They're freaking out because of the neurotoxins.
Gotcha. Yeah. And again, sidebar with Amy Dolan's, you may recognize her. She was kind of an early 90s scream queen. She was well on her way to being like a big name in horror. She did Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings. She did Witchboard 2. She's the lead in Witchboard 2. And then she was in this. There's a handful of other movies that she was in. And she was popping off for a hot minute. And I'm not sure why she stepped away. But she was a scream queen, and she had a nice little run. So you may recognize her from some things.
When you're describing that, it totally sounds like Stuntman Mike, like naming all the shows he's on, and just
Gavilan.
Yeah, room full of people being like, you know any of the names of these shows, people I'm talking about? No.
Yeah, that's Stuntman Mike.
Where do you know him from? Pumpkinhead 2?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll die on that hill. I love Pumpkinhead 2.
Witchboard 2?
And I've only seen Witchboard 2 once because you guys had it on one time when I was visiting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amy Dolan. So there's heavy hitters in this, especially for 93, 94 era. Again, we're giving Carlton shit, but Alfonso Ribeiro, or however you say his name, Carlton.
Alfani R.
Like 8 seasons or something of Fresh Prince, however long that went. It went forever, Big name.
Yeah.
Seth Green becoming a big name, starting out, the It
Have a big
miniseries,
career
like you said.
playing with his toys
Yeah.
for Cartoon Network and being a werewolf on Buffy.
Yeah, and he's a big horror geek too. So, that's the beginning of his career. Obviously, Clint Howard's in everything. And then the main bad guy, who's kind of like a discount, like Wings Hauser /
just died
Gary
recently.
Busey. Yeah,
He just passed away this year.
that's a bummer.
Yep. Should have been this guy instead.
Yeah, should have been. But everybody's really fun in this movie. They pull their weight. I'm just a little confused still at the overall therapy reasonings. Whatever, it's fine because it's just get said group of teens to said place and let bad things happen. And it's just a crazy, weird little movie with a ton of great, gross, slimy effects. And yeah, I don't know. I love this movie, dude.
And there's a lot of no-selling of the grossness of shit in this movie. Like, Seth Green opens his closet, and there's the most nastiest, gnarliest looking egg sack in there. And he just takes a wire hanger, no wire hangers, and he sticks it in the corner of it, and just goo starts falling out, and then these little, chunks of thing start hitting the ground.
Like ramen noodles or something. It's disgusting.
Panic rolls up and just stomps on it, and then they're like, "This is your room," and they just close the door, and that's the end of talking about that.
Yeah, nope.
And later on, the blonde is out with her boyfriend. They go into an abandoned-looking cabin, and there's a wall. I'm talking probably 8 feet across, 10 feet tall. Every 3 inches, another egg sack on this wall. And she gets about as close as I am to this microphone, staring at it, and just, I'll be damned. Look at this.
Damnedest thing I ever seen. Better leave.
I don't know about you, but I probably wouldn't get more than 40 feet from that. I would see that. We probably should go.
I saw arachnophobia. That big egg sack, I ain't messing with none of that.
Which is why I'm like, this has to have been going on forever because this place is just riddled.
It's
with
infested,
these,
if you will.
Yeah, these egg sacs because they're all over that wall. They're on like
trees out in the middle of
they're
nowhere.
like falling down trees. They're in the closet. They're everywhere
Under their cars.
So this should not be something that is new to this area. This vet should have been overrun with, problems.
Yeah, with giant ticks causing Lyme disease and or killing people.
Yeah, because the first victim we get our third and final in this series dead dog prop.
Bom, bom, bom.
We get Panic's dog, which man he really busted up over this dog.
Dude,
he is super pissed.
Again, we're flashing Oscar moment. He goes deep in the well. I said, Brutus, he didn't know me. I said, Brutus. I mean, he's going, he's working.
I'm like, there's the crack in your armor right there. You are not street tough, sir. I don't think street toughs are really, having their heart broken over their dog.
If anything, I thought I'd get fucking killed in a drive-by, but my fucking dog would be okay. Like, I don't know if you know this, dude, but dogs don't have the same lifespan as humans.
And dogs tend to get hit by cars a whole lot more out there than they would dying from giant ticks.
Yeah, I saw Surviving the Game.
Yeah. Credits didn't even get done opening yet, and that dog was this pancaked.
Yep.
But yeah, we lose the dog the next day, which is that's such a weird thing. Like the dog's already dead, and they're like, "Well, let's take it to the vet and find out what happened to it."
It's very Pet Sematary 2-esque sequence.
Yeah, it's like
weird.
Why?
Yeah.
What is knowing what killed it gonna do any? It's not like you have other pets there.
Yeah.
Like, what's the thought logic been like driving this dead dog into town? It's right there with Tommy Boy. Like, let's throw this dead deer in the back of the car and continue on our road trip.
Well, it's got a big ass hole in it. So my first thought would be somebody shot it because it got too close to their property.
And they hear gunshots going off, and they just think hunters.
Yeah. Pot farmers, But that would be my first thought. So that is weird that they take the dog to the vet. I had never really.
There's a lot of weird maneuvers. Like the two growers, we don't know if they have a car or not. They just wander, walk up to these people at their campsites and warns them about what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't say they're growers, because of the implications. But they're straight up like, gotta look out for growers, marijuana.
Yeah.
And then they just wander off. And when they come back during the climax, again, they don't have a car. They're just kind of just wandering around in the woods. We never see them go and check on Clint Howard and in the operation or anything.
Nope.
No contact with that guy.
Stroll on up, yeah.
What the fuck are these guys doing besides killing the sheriff and then throwing him in a pond and throwing the grass and shit over the car? Not even Texas Chainsaw Massacre had a better hiding operation of vehicles than these guys did.
Yeah, camo netting.
Yeah, no camo netting here. Just grass.
I don't know. Well, they didn't have the budget for the camo netting. Probably they made a lot of tick dummies and miniatures, but
the ticks look like $1 million, especially for 1993.
And it's just like fishing line. I think that they're just pulling them, and it's
for
making
those long shots. Yeah, but they have a lot of close-ups of the legs it's skittering across.
Stop motion and stuff, man.
It's funny to watch it. I don't know. I don't really look at ticks and think it has problem solving capabilities, but we see in the vet's office it hiding behind things and
pulling a Jason Goes to Hell, the Spawn baby thing.
I'm thinking Mike Epps in Next Friday where he's trying to get away from
you can get at it quick.
That's what I'm seeing off of it, and they all make noise because clearly they have vocal cords.
Yeah, they got sound a little Evil Dead hand-ish. Give it a little personality.
And killing their own logic, saying they're not easy to crush or anything, but clearly I guess you can.
Yeah.
Just
But we do get to the finale of this movie. I'm not going to get too much into it unless we want to just stay there. But we get to a point where we've had enough of the small ticks. You know what I'm saying? We've had
small ticks are the size of my fucking hand.
Yeah, we've had an onslaught of bigger than normal ticks, And so we get to a certain point in the finale where they're like, what's better than a slightly bigger tick? How about a big-ass tick?
How about a tick the size of a Volkswagen?
Yeah, a human-sized tick. And it's badass, but it's slightly underutilized for, like, the amount of, like, we got a big bad boss now, you know what I mean? Like a boss fight.
But I'm trying to think logically, like, let's even getting that made, like, how much could you really do with it?
Couple guys, arms in the pinchers, maybe.
Yeah, because the thing is, when they're earlier on, they're in the van and Panic hangs back while they're all getting drinks, and he's just going through people's bags. And our muscular guy clearly has just a bunch of steroids that he's eating, and it looks like, I don't know, like foam pellets or something he's just eating out of a baggie. And they're like,
it's baggies of steroids.
Steroids, yeah, because steroids look like that. They look like blue styrofoam or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird because it's just a big Ziploc bag with no label.
Yeah.
And Panic deduces
Steroids
because he's from the street, so
Yeah.
he can identify that it's a giant bag of steroids, and then proceeds to share the wealth. He's gonna take them. Why?
He takes them, but he doesn't start eating them until he's already gotten a tick that's like inside of his thigh.
A ticked, if you will.
He's a ticked. And then he gets shotgunned in the stomach.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you're shotgunned and got a giant tick inside your body, just eat a couple of steroid chunks and you'll be able to get right on through. I don't know if they work that fast, but or make things grow like that. I think it's just a recovery kind of a thing. Gives you some extra energy. It doesn't make, shit grow 20 times its normal size, but
I mean,
it's a fun sequence because we get Carlton dead on the floor and then he starts convulsing and shit, and we get like tentacles shooting out of his hands and his knees, and then he just splits in half.
For my money, let me say this: there are some transformations that they kind of go down in history with horror, and a lot of people put a lot of stock in American Werewolf in London, which we talked about 2 weeks back. Just briefly, we talked about that. That's an amazing transformation.
Yeah,
this is on par. This is a really gross. I mean, they don't do as many like.
It's
gags.
on par to me, right there, same level with Nightmare 4's Roach transformation.
Yeah, that's good. Because
Same level of jelly factor, grossness,
Yuzna,
and
baby,
transformation.
Or I guess it was Screaming Mad George.
Yeah, Screaming Mad George, and yeah, but I mean that's totally like the Yuzna era, late 80s. I mean, 93, we're really kind of out of it, so it's their last gasp, really, of
I think
that kind of splatter effects.
Yuzna used Screaming Mad George a lot because he did Society.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's
And Screaming Mad George is a strange character.
crazy fella.
No one knows even know why he's got that name. Asian guy named George.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You got to be crazy.
But yeah, so that's it's gnarly and it's gross, but like they lean into their limitations, so like I said, like with David Naughton in American Werewolf in London, we've got like the whatever they called it a Chango head that had like the gears to extend the jaw and like the fingertips and all, like really cutting edge things to sell this transformation. But with Panic, you don't really need that. You need him to split in half and flail about, and it's gross. It's like shedding the skin. It's very Nightmare 2 also, like climbing through Jesse's
a bit.
and just like shedding the human skin and being Freddy.
And I'm guessing there's a lot of stuff they had to hide, so we have it done in dark with a little bit of blue light and some like flashing, looks like lightning kind of effect going on.
You gotta do that's a Pumpkinhead 2 type of deal.
Yeah, so we got some light flashing in the dark and busting open, and of course we're gonna kill this thing with a broom on fire, stick it in its face and cause it to just explode.
Yeah.
But I more got a kick out of when Seth Green is just taking that broom and just going like poking on the ground with it. You just see
all the ones trying to get in the door or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so fun. I also like his little like I'm gonna go out and get the car, and then like sure, if I can make the swing and do the not break my neck on the fall and whatever. Like he has like a little joke. Like, I'll be fine.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah, that's fine. Got it. He's sort of our final girl kind of in this movie, even though pretty much everybody survives. Really, they only
Panic's
kill...
the only one that dies.
Which that's some bullshit, isn't it?
Of the good guys. Yeah, we have the 3, pot growers that go.
And the sheriff dies, and...
which is off-screen entirely.
Yeah, it's just implied, and then we discover.
Yeah.
So, and the dog. But yeah,
Implied that they killed them.
Here we are again. 2 weeks ago, we talked Ice Cream Man. None of the main kids get off. And in this one, we're only killing a minority.
The muscle guy should get it. On his way out the window, he should be
He's also a
toast.
minority.
We don't know what
are
he
you
is.
saying?
Even he's like, they think I'm Hispanic. And I'm like, what are you then?
You know how many people think I'm Hispanic?
I
All
mean,
of them.
I mean, he really is fitting a 1990s stereotypical Hispanic.
Oh, he's got some
vest
Lorenzo
with no shirt on.
Lorenzo Lamas shit going on.
Yeah, he's
for
the
sure.
renegade.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should have gotten got by the big tick on the way out the window. At least that. But yeah, other than Panic, we have no good guys that kind of bite the dust.
I feel like the doctor or whatever.
The vet.
No, the guy who takes him out there. His
new wife.
His stepdaughter or whatever should have got killed, because I feel like
that's his daughter.
Oh, his daughter. Yeah, so his daughter.
She's feuding with the new wife, girlfriend. What we don't even really know what that is.
So weird situations. A lot of things going on to try and kind of pad out the runtime, I feel, for certain spots.
A little bit.
But it's not like overly bloated to where you're like, Jesus Christ, get on with it.
No, because it's still another one of those. It's right at about 90 minutes.
Snappy. It's a snappy movie. But I feel if you kill his daughter, then he has like an arc to save the other kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing good. I'm saving.
You could do. I mean,
because he brought all
I think
those.
you would have to kill one of the two of them in some kind of like sacrificial moment.
Yeah.
Either you kill him and then she has to now bond with this mother figure she's not been connecting with, or the mother figure finally shows that she does care about this child that's not technically hers by blood and sacrifices something of hers so that dad and daughter can, go on.
Yeah.
Should have been one of those two things.
It's like, what's that Guillermo del Toro movie? Don't Be Afraid of the Dark or whatever it is, with Jessica Alba's in it and the little girl from Holliston, the one who pretends that she's 18. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not a clue.
You don't know? Okay, well, that's kind of the deal. Is her dad starts dating Jessica Alba, and it's a new like stepmom, and she doesn't like her the whole movie, and then there's all these little like monsters, and then at the end of the movie, Jessica Alba like sacrifices herself and is like, I love you, kid, like, and like she gets killed to prove her love. Spoiler alert to everyone.
I was in my head thinking more Poltergeist 3.
Well,
with Nancy Allen.
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah, we need to kill a parental figure and Hispanic dude out the window, and that would make it,
even it out a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Because a lot of people get to walk away.
Too many people get to walk away.
Yeah, it doesn't. So that's another weird thing, right? Is it that it doesn't follow that standard format of like a true systematic bumping off to like one or two
10
left.
Little Indians kind of thing.
Yeah, we get like six people get to walk out of here, and the whole
the
forest is burning
full
down.
van load gets to leave here.
Yeah, the forest is burning down. There are thousands of oversized.
This is a movie
chicks.
that would warrant ending with a like text screen like the state of California never recovered after this random wildfire from these random growers.
It should end like Kingdom of the Spiders with a freeze frame of like the whole town covered in ticks.
100%.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you don't win this.
No,
nature has run amok and taken over.
It's reclaimed its property.
Yeah, it's Jordy Verrill. It's like the end freeze frame on like all the grass growing over the whole planet.
Yeah. Which I like the side bit we touched on it. The backup for our main grower guy, when they show backup at the cabin later, he has 2 ticks on his face that he pulls off. And he's not hallucinating, but he does start hallucinating when he gets bit by one on the back of the neck.
On
I
the
guess
brain
it's a more
stem, baby.
Yeah, I guess it's a more direct line of the neurotoxin to what brain cells he's got left. But I would think 2 giant ticks on each cheek of your face would probably do that too.
Yeah, I like how like they let him in too. Like, fuck that.
And they let him in, but I was really looking because I notice, like, when they come in, it takes a few bits, like our main bad guy is trying to, you know, not let out that he's a bad guy. But at some point he pulls out his shotgun, which, like, where the fuck is he hiding that when they
He was
when they
wearing
show
like
up?
a big old trench coat type of deal.
I mean, he is, but it's still a full, like, it's not a sawed-off, it's a full shotgun. And he has a pistol hid away that we don't see until he doesn't have his shotgun anymore.
You don't want to know where he's been hiding now.
He's keeping it warm.
Yeah. Ugh.
Smells funny. But I was like, where are you hiding that shotgun? This is bullshit. You had that shotgun on you. That shit would have been swinging with your leg doing this full run.
Clacking into his knee, making it.
Or you're telling me you're running from all these ticks and you didn't have that shotgun already out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he should have that out, you know, shooting at the ground as they're backing up into the cabin.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, the last stand. Like, please God, let us in. Please God.
He looks more like I would totally believe it if he just would have aimed it at his partner when he had the ticks on his face and just blew his head off. Like, I'm here to help you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him off. Don't worry.
You're good now.
I got him off. Yeah.
They all faint. They.
God damn it. Yeah, it's bizarre. This movie too. Like it takes its time, but then like it really ramps up, and like the ending is insane.
Like, yeah, the whole, like, in sequence, I think I looked at the time on it. It was like 12 minutes.
It goes fast. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it all of a sudden, bam, you're in it.
Yeah, like all the ticks everywhere. After you, the whole forest is on fire. Like, it's like, man, how did we get here? Like, and we're gonna wrap this up pretty quick. Like, okay, strap in.
They jump in, van load drives away, and I felt super Critters 2.
I was just gonna say it's got the Critters 2 ending.
Yeah, because we go to the junkyard where this van has been, you know, trashed. So who knows how long the time difference is between when they got out of this van and when it's been located here. But we get some eggs dropping from underneath the van. So in theory, you're like, now it's ticks, you know, urban harvest.
Yeah. Oh boy, don't do that.
I just did that. We're still waiting on the Ticks sequel that has not happened.
I'll watch
Evil
it.
Speak 2 and Ticks 2. We're going to get potentially Ice Cream Man 2.
Yeah.
So we need the other ones now.
Sidebar. Now that you said Critters 2, because in my mind I was like, that happens in Critters 3. Do Critters 2 and Critters 3 both do the egg drop? Like,
you know, I haven't seen Critters 3 or 4 in so long. I couldn't tell you, but I know 1 and 2.
You don't. I really like 3, but 4 I'm not overly fond of.
That's when they go to space, right?
Yeah, I reviewed that one on the channel a long time ago, and it's fun enough for what it is. I was watching all the Critters movies, getting ready for the new Critters Attack. And the Critters new binge or whatever it was called, the little web series,
mini episodes,
and
webisodes.
Those are fine. I don't have anything against those, but yeah, I really like Critters 3, and I swear to God, it's been maybe six years since I've watched Critters 3, but I swear to God, there's like a van in Critters 3, and then it's like, you know, the egg drops at the end, like, oh, they've taken them to a new spot, like,
yeah,
dropped a critter at a new spot, which is fine, and that's a standard thing that was happening a lot in movies, like, that's your little cliffhanger ending, like,
yeah,
if this makes enough money at the home video rental, we'll...
Thanks a lot, Carrie.
Yeah, we'll bring it on back.
Carrie done ruined it for everything.
Yep.
You know, we can do a sequel now.
Yep.
Maybe.
It took like 20 years for them to do a sequel to Carrie.
Yeah.
They had that sucker in the back pocket.
So we're way overdue for the 2 sequels we need from this Clint Howard Power collection.
We'll probably get a remake of Ticks before we get a sequel.
I don't know. Either way, I'd be like, all right, we'll see what we got here.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we can jump on into the next segments unless there's anything else you want to hit on.
No, I was ready to jump straight into the brown panty.
Oh, baby, it's time to slip into something a little more comfortable. It's time for the Brown Panty Award.
So, do you want to give your Brown Panty Award first?
That sounded kind of bad. I don't have any brown panties I'm wearing myself, but, you know. Just because it's not 100% stated and, you know, it's clearly sign of the times. Marijuana in 1993 You know, devil's lettuce, bad
Yeah.
stuff, dope, as they considered it.
What kind of dope? They all laugh. Like, what the fuck?
Like, why is... I don't know, why are we laughing?
Why is that funny? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, now you can, you know, it's been more or less legalized in most of the states, so it's just kind of like regulated like alcohol, so it's not, you know, it's not the assassination of youth.
Yeah.
But back then it was, so I don't see Clint Howard's character as such a bad guy. He doesn't do anything bad to anybody. So I'm giving it to Clint Howard's growing character.
Nice. Nothing wrong
Because
with
he didn't
that.
deserve it.
No.
And we don't know that he's connected to he might have been an independent grower. We don't know he has anything to do with those two guys.
Right.
There's nothing in the writing that says these three guys are together. He could have been a separate competitive grower in the area. We don't know.
We don't. Hey, and sidebar to that, with the good people argument, you know, I'll just throw this out there. One of the best people I've ever met in my entire life, who was, is, and always will be, my jiu-jitsu mentor. His nickname is Slick. I'm not going to give his real name on the podcast, but, you know, this is a world-class athlete, and he's from Colorado, and he started, like, a growing operation, like a 100% legal growing operation with his brother, and like it's successful, and it's like this is a guy who went to war and fought for our country and does jiu-jitsu and is like a world-class athlete and would give you the shirt off his back, and like it's just a business, man. Runs a business. So
It's medicine.
it is what it is. You know, we're a long ways from the 90s, that's for sure.
Unfortunately.
It's unfortunate in some aspects, but more fortunate in others.
Yeah.
So, is what it is, man. Whatever side of the fence you lie on. But my Brown Panty Award, I think, is a no-brainer. I assumed you were going to go with the same pick because we've been here before. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. It had to happen, but my Brown Panty goes to Brutus the dog. I said Brutus. He didn't know who I was. I said Brutus. Which is hilarious because when we were rewatching this, my son loves this movie, and I had it on, and the dog, when he's convulsing, my son's like, that dog's such a good dog. He's just laying there. And like, he's like, there's just someone underneath him shaking him, huh? I'm like, yeah, that's exactly. Like, you can literally see the dog at one point, like, and like lick. You know, like he's just vibing, and he's got like goop on him, and someone's under him, fucking undulating him.
Yeah.
You know? He's just chilling, and I mean that's how you get a dog to act, whatever. But like, yeah, Brutus the dog shouldn't have got offed. He's filled with jelly, like that goes in the donuts that I eat. Especially when they're trying to pull the syringe out, that jelly that comes out. I'm like, I want a donut now. That's gross.
Right, this is making me hungry.
That's right. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I guess you're go for a Bavarian cream filled right now. How about you?
Sidebar: those are my only kind of donuts I like. Is either cream filled or jelly filled. I don't
I'm
fuck
not really
with.
huge in the jelly, but I'll fuck up Bavarian cream filled all day.
I like the
Apple fritters.
the lemon ones, lemon filled stuff. Let's go.
I'm not super big on like those wild ones where they do like, you know, cereal crumbles and wild shit. Like,
Nah, I'm pretty simple. I like
Yeah.
that. I like the brown frosting that's like a hazelnut or a maple. I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
whatever
that's
flavor
not
that
bad.
is. I don't do really vanilla or chocolate. Like
I'll do both of those.
I want that coffee kind of taste, and then I want the cream filled donut. I'm weird.
Yeah, well, we've established that we have our quirks.
This is true.
So if that's the one we feel bad for, then who do we really, you know, enjoy getting the execution, the perfect execution, so to speak?
What's the craziest weapon ever used? Chainsaws and knives are such a snooze. So get creative when you hack and slash. The more absurd, the better. Just make us laugh. It's a perfect execution. Chop 'em up. It's a perfect execution. Covered in blood. It's a perfect execution. Just make it dumb. It's a perfect execution. And it's always fun. Fun.
Okay. Show me.
So I'll go, and it's a flip side of the coin because you felt sympathy for Clint Howard, but I feel like he is the perfect execution because to me, when I think of this movie, that's what I think of. I think of I'm Infested. He's literally like the cover art.
Yeah, which is on the back of the Blu-ray I have is I'm Infested. It's
and
written in
beautiful drawing of him.
Yeah, looks great.
It'd be like, it would be a tattoo I would get, a shirt I would wear. Like, it's awesome. So anytime I think of this movie, I think of I'm Infested.
Maybe a scented candle.
Yes, the I'm Infested.
Smells like the woods.
Scented. Look for that on the web store soon.
I'm Infested candle.
Yes, smells like tick juice. I don't know, but yeah, he gets it, and it's the most iconic execution in the movie to me because it lives rent free forever. So yeah, good old Clint Howard, Jarvis, if you will.
I gave mine to Panic's steroid-induced giant tick that gets blown the fuck up, and literally almost, I think it blows the cabin to smithereens as well.
Smithereens is back.
All from Fiasco Smithereens. All from a broom set on fire. So any of the ticks really blowing up is a perfect execution. Even the real normal size one that has blood splatter on Seth Green's face.
The Mr. Wizard, yeah.
Yeah, or all of them. Exploding ticks is always fuck ticks.
That's an excellent name for a punk band, by the way. Exploding ticks. Yeah, I'd watch them live for like a 19-minute set. I don't know.
That's probably 48 songs probably in that 19 minutes.
This one's called I don't know.
Broom Boom.
Yeah, I don't have anything clever. I thought I was gonna have something.
The Burning Broom.
Yeah.
Burn.
Done. That's it. And you can't own a CD. They don't put anything out.
Nope.
You just have to be there and feel the music in the moment. But on that note, I suppose we should swing on over and take a look at Walter Paisley's horror movie survival guide so we can get one survival tip on how to walk away unscathed from ticks.
That you must abide on every page if you don't want to die. This ancient book will help keep you alive. So pay attention to the tips of how to survive.
This is right next to the How to Survive in the Woods and the rest of the books that Heather Donahue was reading from the Blair Witch Project.
Didn't help her a lick.
Yes. So in order to survive this, just quit spraying all these 2,4,5-trioxin chemicals on marijuana plants. Just let the shit grow, man, because you're either going to get blown up giant ticks or zombies.
Yeah, and you don't want either.
Yeah, military, keep your grubby hands. Let Clint Howard from, Evil Speak run the intelligence operations, not whoever you got in charge right now, and let other Clint Howard grow his shit.
Yeah, avoid the military-grade growth hormones.
He's not doing nothing wrong, man. He's just, growing his shit, setting bear traps, got a giant earring in.
With a feather on it.
Yeah, that's the weirdest accessory for Clint Howard. All the stuff he's worn in weird shit in movies, even in Little Nicky, the weirdest thing to me is him with that one feather earring in his ear in this movie. I was like, that just doesn't fit you.
It's odd, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, weird wardrobe choices. Maybe he just was like, I'm gonna go thrifting, see what I can find, create this character.
I think he'd wear an earring
of a hawk feather. Yeah.
It's like Clint Howard bordering on Louis Anderson.
Yeah. My Clint Howard is very Louis Anderson.
No, mine teeters the exact same place. It's a fine line to walk.
It's the gap in their teeth, man. And they're both short. It's a weird spot to hit with your diaphragm. To get that voice, it's very close. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take some voice acting lessons, figure it out.
They made me sound more like Clint Howard.
Yeah,
And or Louis Anderson.
If I sounded more like Clint Howard, my throat would just bleed all day. He's got. I told you, it's just
health
gravel.
insurance.
If gravel had a sound or a voice, it would be Clint Howard, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We just replace Optimus Prime's voice with Clint Howard.
Yeah.
I am Optimus Prime.
What is the term, like Transformers like slogan or whatever?
Oh.
Is it more than meets the eye?
Yeah.
More than meets the eyes.
Autobots, roll out.
Roll out.
Yeah.
That was what I was trying to think of. That would be great. Like if he's on Cameo, can you make the Transformers sound? Let's run it through a system.
You broke me. I think I ruined it. I don't know.
I didn't. You did that yourself. I was like, that's pretty good.
I can't even do it. I'll never be able to duplicate that noise I made.
You'll never hear Transformers again without thinking of that either.
Oh my God. On that note, I suppose, let me ask you, you do have a tie-in this week, yeah?
I do.
Well, then let's move on to the tie-in.
It's time for the tie-in. So many movies, so little time. You better pick yours before I pick mine. So watch a double feature. All monsters and creatures. It's a double feature of death, death, death.
Did you go first last week or 2 weeks ago? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I'll go.
It don't matter.
I'll jump in again because it's a movie you actually mentioned already in this
shit.
show.
Okay.
So my tie-in is Kingdom of the Spiders.
Well, you gotta. It is a perfect tie-in. That's not bad,
It's
man.
another nature-run-amok, technically due to chemical interference from man. And we get we don't get a giant spider, but we get a shit ton of regular tarantulas, and then we get some climbing all over William Shatner's face.
That movie, to steal a phrase from you, is bug nuts. That is a weird-ass movie. The reason I bought it is because of you, so...
And
that's
I watched
another
it
one.
because it was a movie my dad watched, and his whole sales pitch was like, just wait till the end of this movie. You get to see the entire town is webbed in. It's amazing. And, now I got a Blu-ray of it that came out. I think Kino Lorber put a Blu-ray out. Nothing really, on it, like extra-wise, but it looks
clean.
it looks clean, yeah. And, man, is it super, that's a painting.
Yeah, that's a matte painting. That's a
Yeah.
frozen screenshot. For the,
Yeah, just zooming back, I was like, that's a painting I would buy, but definitely a painting, not real life at all.
Yeah, no. This ain't real life. This shit
No.
ain't regulation.
No, but I was like, Kingdom of the Spiders, that's what you got to go with here.
That's really good. So I did the same thing. Not Kingdom of the Spiders though, but I was on that nature-run-amok, crazy, slightly, nature getting altered by man, some sort of weird chemical or growth hormone or what have you.
Interference.
Yeah, some sort of interference by man that causes
Playing God.
a crazy problem. And I have to go with the very first nature-run-amok movie that I've ever seen. I was way too little to see this movie, and it stuck with me, and could never be made today because I believe they killed a lot of real animals on camera.
Just like Kingdom of the Spiders.
Yes. A 70s
Yep.
movie that didn't give a fuck about PETA or anything. So I went with Food of the Gods because that is a crazy fucking movie where regular field mice and rats become gigantic, mosquitoes, all kinds of everything get massive and attack this small community, and they used miniatures and would flood the miniature of cabins and put real albino mice in it and let them fucking drown on camera. And then they were shooting mice with BB guns to make it look like they were getting shot by shotguns, and guts flying out of these mice and shit. And
So it's a snuff film.
dude, and it's a heavy ass movie, but it's like that weird borderline PG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that weird 70s PG, but then they're killing fucking animals on camera, and you're like, yo, I don't know that
That's
flies.
not really cool,
I
man.
don't know that you can do that, but needless to say, it left a lasting impression on me, and it was kind of like my benchmark. So any movie that I see that is like that, you know, like Ticks is like that, I'm like, yeah, it kind of follows suit. So I had to go with Food of the Gods. It's just a weird movie that everyone should see at least once, for sure.
And leave it there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I bought a Blu-ray of it because I was like, it was a 2-pack. Scream Factory put it out. It's Food of the Gods and Frogs.
Oh.
So, and I had never seen Frogs, so I had to get that too. But yeah, Food of the Gods. Watch it if you dare.
Or all right with animal snuff. If not,
Yeah.
watch the other animal snuff of Kingdom of the Spiders.
Yeah, smushing. Hey,
They're running
smushing
it.
spiders on camera is fucking fine. Okay, they're gross. They're bugs. They're not. I don't know, mice.
They don't have souls.
Yeah, I don't care if they have a soul. They're on the sole of my fucking shoe. I hate it. But I fucking hate spiders, man. Gross.
All right. That takes care of the tie-ins.
Yeah. So on to the second to last segment, which means what, Evil?
Somebody doesn't like ticks, so they got to tell us about it through them 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
Liars. Everyone loves ticks.
I know we've done some 1-stars in the past that didn't make any goddamn sense.
Okay.
This is another one. This is from Stefan on April Fool's Day 2019. 1-star, Jammer Green Engels.
That's English.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Sounds like it's like some kind of sleeper cell code.
Maybe it's British.
Jammer, space, green, space, Engels. ENGELS.
I don't know what that means. I don't know why.
Neither do I. We just probably activated somebody and didn't even know it.
Yeah, it's the guest.
Yeah.
I don't know why you had to go to Amazon. Why you felt compelled to go to Amazon and type in your demon code or whatever. That's strange. Makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
I don't follow.
Yeah, I'm baffled, if you will. I don't.
Flabbergasted and confused.
Yeah. My mind has been blown to smithereens, if you will.
Mhm.
I don't get it.
But we're not brought upon this world to get it. Only Stefan knows what he means. And it's April Fool's Day. I don't know if that plays a factor in anything at all either.
Maybe you just put that review on like 1,000 movies on April Fool's Day. Like,
I should look
I'm
up
getting them.
Yeah.
Getting them. They're going to be like, what?
And he's like, someone's going to break into his room right now and be like, dude, it finally paid off. It's like the fucking stacks of watermelons and chickens.
Yeah.
My work here is done. I've been recognized.
You got to wonder if this is going to pay off in the end.
Oh, it will.
He had an awful lot of information for a security guard.
Give it like 6 years and, somebody will
Stumble upon this.
yes, and it'll all be warranted.
Well, we did it. We helped you out. I don't know what it means.
Stefan, if you know, let us know.
Yeah.
Or if that makes sense to anybody else out there, let us know, because beats the piss out of me.
It doesn't have anything to do with ticks.
I mean,
Like-
there's green stuff in the movie.
We've solved it. I don't know. But on that note, I suppose we'll move on to our last segment, which can only mean one thing, which is what, Evil?
Times to play the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it.
Baby. That's right. It is time to play the game. And if you're new here, wiki, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? The game is a deep cut in and of itself, where you got to pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. Ticks is not a well-known movie. All 4 of these movies have not been well-known movies. What would you call low-hanging fruit?
Ticks.
Yeah, you can't have any of the ticks, because
That's it.
there's a lot of them, but you can't have any of them.
It's the title of the movie.
Yeah, that's 2 low-hanging fruit.
No ticks for ticks.
I got a nervous tick. Pick something weird, strange, off the beaten track. Find us. Leave us a comment on this podcast on Spotify or whatever podcast apparatus you listen to us. Leave it on YouTube, Discord, Patreon, TikTok, all the other...
Send a letter.
Send me a smoke signal.
Yeah, smoke signal, that
Yeah.
shit.
Yep, let me know.
Belp. Belp.
It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. Stupid monkeys. Simpsons reference. Deep cut. Yeah, let us know your prop, because we fucking live for it. I'm going to let you go first this week, sir.
All right. I had a pretty cut and dry, easy one.
I think I did too. I hope we don't have the same one.
I think we did. It's entirely plausible we have the same one this week, but I'm going to take our lead bad guy's comb that is also a stabbing tool.
I brought the comb!
You have plenty of hair.
I don't.
Even when he's covered in giant ticks, he's like, comb this fucking head of hair.
Sweet head of hair,
And
yeah.
apparently it's made of metal and has a sharp tip on the end, because our Hispanic guy just straight up stabs him with it.
Hey, man, you got to have a
Stabbing comb.
hair care product that can also double as a fucking...
Knife comb.
Yeah. Take this shit into prison and fuck shit up. That's not bad prop. I don't have that.
I was shocked. I was like, I would totally see you picking the exact same
I
thing.
think you know what I picked.
Who knows? Maybe it's the basketball.
Give me some
Panic's
some
coat.
Johnny Carson. It's a prop that we probably have a whole... If we could actually have these props, we'd have a whole closet of them by now. And you have famously said a quote on this podcast that I've shared a meme of many a time, that Evil Dead Inks himself has, in fact, seen way worse dead dog props. I will take Brutus. He gets my Brown Panty Award, and then I get to take his carcass home.
Oh, you're double dipping on Brudi.
Brutus is the most sympathetic character in this movie. Take that for what you will. I like the fact that he has a hollow cavity that maybe I could store things in.
Climb in there if it gets too cold out.
Yeah, like a tauntaun.
Yeah.
Perhaps I could put my
Wear him as a hat.
Put my jelly donuts inside the Brutus case, the Brutus briefcase.
What if you made like a 7-layer nacho dip out of them and you just dipping your chips in it?
Yeah, I gotta like mush him to get more to come out. Like, we're getting low.
Gotta work the legs.
Accordion him like. I mushed it too much. The avocado came to the top. I don't know.
You can have 6 packs of soda in that. You can use his teeth to
anything you want to keep cold, Tommy.
Yeah. Cracked pepper, you just twist his tail and it comes out of his ass.
I gotta have
straight up shit the janitor from Scrubs would put together.
Yes, I had to have Brutus because we met Kurtzman, so Kurtzman did the majority of the effects in this movie, and I would love to get the Brutus prop signed.
Where?
Like on the roll him over and like sign the tummy
inside of the guts or whatever.
Sign the tummy where the hair's the shortest.
Pull the tongue out and sign that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good, sign the tongue. And then he'd be like, where did you fucking get this? I'd be like, don't ask. Don't ask, don't tell. Clint Howard was having a yard sale.
Totally, it's something I could believe, too.
Got this Brutus prop.
This was from the movie Ticks.
Sold. I don't even have a price tag on it. Don't care. It's
you
mine.
Just put your wallet on the table.
Yeah. What do you need from me? Because I'm taking it home. So we got the comb and we got the Brutus. We can commit murder, comb our hair, and store our nacho dip.
Yep. And if the dog's hair gets a little out of control, I can comb the hair.
You could comb the hair. Yeah.
When it comes back to life, I can stab it.
I'm going to store it inside.
I can actually probably use the stabbing part of the comb and like stab like chunks of meat or whatever and put it
like
on
a
my
kebab.
nacho. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're thinking. I'm going to store Brutus dummy inside of your cow dummy from Halloween 2.
My multi-part exploded cow.
Yes. Oh, God damn it. Brutus for the win. But that does sadly take us to the end of the Clint Howard Power Hour. 4 flicks in a row. We have some plans. We know where we're going. I'm not sure if we're going to tell you yet. I'm not sure. Unless you want to tell them.
We can tell them.
You can, yeah.
We may or may not have kind of like how LP on the left does a relaxed fit maybe episode to kind of cushion in between Clint Howard 4 flicks to what the next 4 flicks are going to be. But I think we should we followed 2 actors now, actors that have delved into writing and directing. Mm-hmm. We've not followed a director yet, so we have several directors that we're big fans of, but like, what's one that we're a fan of without really like, shit, I guess we're a fan of that person. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go 4 super action sci-fi sleaze route. So we're going to feature 4 movies from infamous director Paul Verhoeven. Mm-hmm. And spoiler, Showgirls is not going to be one of them.
Yes. It's absolutely frightening, but it doesn't belong on this show yet.
Or Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven, I think it's called. I forgot they even did a sequel to that.
Who cares? Not me. I don't know. But yeah, this is something we've been discussing. We want to dip our toe into some more actors, more directors, kind of branch out, and then, go from there. Maybe dip back into franchise land for a little while here and there with some shorter franchises. But we've got plans. We got
we plan ahead. That way we don't do anything right now.
That's right. It's a busy year coming up. I don't know if you noticed, but it's almost like I've aged a year since the last time we recorded a podcast. Like, it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. Not to you guys out there in internet land, but in real life,
like the song says, it's been a while.
That's right. Since I could sit in a cabin and talk to you. But on that note, I suppose we should probably get going, because after all, there's a lot of movies out there, and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
This place ain't right, man. It's too quiet. It's too goddamn quiet.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Cut Podcast. We sure had a blast trying to make you all laugh. You gotta set your reminders and get ready to geek, 'cause there's a brand new episode every 2 weeks. Now that you're done with the show, leave a comment on that shit and let us know your movie prop pick. Find it on Spotify with tons of episodes. Excellent shows that'll make